Feel the quiet hum beneath your skin, a gentle pulse that whispers of possibility every beat an invitation. Close your eyes and imagine standing at the edge of your own horizon, where the sky kisses the earth and time itself seems to pause, holding its breath. In that moment, you are suspended between who you were and who you are meant to become. This is your awakening. From the dawn of human curiosity, souls have stirred under the same vast sky. When Thomas Edison gazed at the night and dared to imagine a filament glowing with captured lightning, he wasn't merely inventing a bulb, he was illuminating a new way of seeing the world. Andrew Carnegie crossed the Atlantic as a penniless immigrant and sculpted an empire of steel, not for steel's sake, but for the idea that service and stewardship could build more than structures, they could build lives. Each of these giants carried within them a singular truth. Life's greatest treasures lie not in the years you accumulate, but in the moments you ignite. You stand now at the threshold of your own legenda story, yet untold, waiting for your courage to write its opening lines. The choice is startlingly simple: to drift through each day as though you have endless tomorrows, or to seize this breath, this heartbeat, as if it were your last and only chance to rise. I ask you, will you live like you only have one life because you do? Let us begin with the bedrock of all transformation: mindset. Your mind is the soil in which every dream either takes root or withers. Henry Ford didn't simply build cars, he engineered belief convincing a world that mobility was not reserved for the elite. He said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Those words are not an empty cliche, they are a precise formula. Your beliefs are the architects of your reality, carving out the contours of every opportunity you perceive. Imagine your thoughts as a garden at dawn. If you sow seeds of doubt, you will harvest shadows. But plant seeds of possibility, water them with curiosity and sunlight them with gratitude, and you will become the gardener of your own destiny. Each doubt you uproot makes room for a conviction stronger than the steel rails Carnegie laid across America. Each affirmation you nurture expands the universe within you, bending the very laws of probability toward your favor. Yet beliefs alone are not enough. They must be forged in the fires of introspection and tested against the anvil of experience. Consider Abraham Lincoln, who faced defeat after defeat before leading a fractured nation toward unity. He did not allow failure to dictate his vision. He allowed his vision to guide him through failure. When your beliefs tremble before the winds of adversity, remember Lincoln standing tall in a nation torn by conflict, his resolve unwavering. So how do you cultivate an unbreakable belief? Begin each day with a single question. What would I attempt if I knew I could not fail? Hold that question close. Let it echo through your mind like a sacred mantra. When fear rises, whisper it again. The mere act of asking builds neural pathways that rewire your perception of what is possible. Over time, your mind will accept this question as truth, and your actions will follow suit. As your beliefs grow, they shape not only your internal world, but the world around you. Like a pebble dropped into a still pond, your convictions create ripples impacting colleagues, friends, families, and communities. Walt Disney imagined an entire kingdom where dreams came alive. He was told it was impossible, that people would never pay to enter such a place. Yet his unwavering faith carved out Disneyland a testament that belief is a force of nature. But belief without discipline is a ship without a rudder. It drifts aimlessly at the mercy of every gust of circumstance. Discipline is the quiet engine that turns belief into habit, habit into character, and character into destiny. Picture Thomas Edison again, working tirelessly through the night on filament after filament. His secret was not a flash of genius, it was his disciplined refusal to give up, to treat every failure not as a verdict but as data. Discipline is forged in the crucible of your daily choices, the decision to rise when the world whispers, stay in bed, to speak truth when falsehood offers comfort, to create when procrastination beckons. Each time you honor your commitment to yourself, you lay a brick in the foundation of your future. Through discipline, your beliefs find their muscle. Now, take a deep breath and feel the convergence of your belief and your discipline. They merge into momentum of force that carries you forward even when the path grows steep. Resilience, that noble offspring of belief and discipline, is born in the storms you survive. When Henry Ford's first assembly line faltered, he didn't dismantle his dream and retooled it. When Lincoln faced jeers and political assassination threats, he did not abandon the Union's promise, held it more fiercely. Resilience is your capacity to bend without breaking, to transform hardship into high art. It flourishes when you treat setbacks not as monuments to what went wrong, but as signposts pointing to what can be learned. Every time you rise from defeat, you reinforce the armor of your soul. And with each piece of armor comes a deeper understanding that living like you only have one life demands you risk everything for what matters most. So look within and ask, which battles are you willing to fight? Which dreams are sacred enough to endure sacrifice? This is the crucible of purpose. Carnegie gave away his fortune, not for accolades, but for library temples of knowledge, built on the conviction that every human being deserves the chance to learn. Your purpose need not be grand on a global scale to be seismic in your own universe. It could be raising a child who knows they are loved beyond measure, or creating art that awakens others. Purpose is the North Star that guides every decision, every step. When the midnight hour grows dark, purpose is the torch that refuses to be extinguished. It is the promise you whisper to your own spirit: I will not settle for anything less than what I am meant to become. And as purpose takes root, it feeds every facet of your life, your relationships, your work, your legacy. Feel now the surge of your beliefs, the precision of your discipline, the resilience of your spirit, and the magnetism of your purpose converging into one unstoppable force. You stand at the dawn of your awakening, ready to step beyond the shadows of what was and into the light of what can be. The journey is only begun. The horizon stretches infinitely before you. Feel the fire that now courses through your veins that blaze is insight, the gift of clarity born when your mind converges with your purpose. Insight is the compass that reveals the hidden patterns weaving through your life, guiding you across uncharted terrain. It is that flash of recognition when you perceive the thread connecting your past struggles to your future triumphs. Without insight, vision becomes a distant dream. With it, vision is the map you draw as you journey. Recall how Nikola Tesla once spoke of the universe as an ocean of energy, a realm where thought itself could shape reality. He didn't merely invent alternating current, he glimpsed the invisible currents that power the cosmos. In our own lives, insight allows us to tune into the subtle frequencies beneath our experiences, to recognize that the people who challenge us most are often our greatest teachers, that setbacks bear hidden gifts, that the very obstacles we dread contain the keys to our transformation. To cultivate insight, begin with stillness. Sit in silence and listen for the whisper beneath your thoughts. Observe the recurring themes in your dreams, the emotions that flare so brightly they burst through your day like dawn breaking through night. These signposts mark where your soul seeks direction. Keep a journal, capture those fleeting revelations before they slip back into the stream of ordinary consciousness. Over time, patterns will emerge, the threads of your unique genius weaving into a tapestry of possibility. As insight sharpens, vision takes shape. Your vision is more than an aspirational goal. It is a living panorama painted by the heart's deepest desires and the mind's strategic wisdom. It's the image of your life fully expressed, the impact you leave, the legacy you carve, the light you radiate. Steve Jobs famously envisioned a world where technology amplified human creativity. He didn't just build gadgets, he crystallized a vision that rallied millions to think differently. Your vision need not shift the entire world, but it must transform your own world so profoundly that no force can deter you. Crafting your vision demands courage to dream boldly and the humility to refine that dream against reality. Sketch its contours on paper, speak it aloud with conviction, and refine it through honest dialogue with mentors and peers. Share your vision with those who uplift you, for articulation cements the image in your psyche, making it more vivid, more urgent. Let your vision be a beacon that pulls you forward when doubts assail you. But vision alone, like a lighthouse without a ship, serves no traveler. It must be wedded to action. Action is the march of faith turned into rhythmic sequence of steps that bridge the gap between idea and manifestation. Think of Mahatma Gandhi, whose vision of nonviolent resistance galvanized a nation. His daily action spinning his own cloth, marching with quiet resolve, were the heartbeat of his movement. Each step he took echoed the power of vision enacted through deed. Begin by identifying the smallest possible action that aligns with your vision. If your calling is to inspire others through storytelling, write a single paragraph each day. If your aim is to transform your health, start with one mindful meal or a 5-minute meditation. These atomic actions accumulate, forging pathways in your brain that make progress inevitable. With consistent momentum, small acts become habits, habits become routines, and routines become the scaffolding for grand achievement. Yet even the most disciplined action must bend with the winds of change. Adaptability is the art of remaining anchored to your core while dancing with circumstance. When Walt Disney's first studio burned to the ground, he didn't cling to ashes, pivoted, forging new partnerships and rebuilding with renewed vision. Like water, you must learn to find new channels when your familiar riverbed dries up. To cultivate adaptability, practice radical openness, seek out perspectives that challenge your assumptions. When plans unravel, ask, what is this teaching me? How can I adjust my sails to catch a more favorable breeze? Maintain a flexible persistence, hold fast to your purpose, but welcome innovation in your methods. Celebrate detours, for they often reveal vistas you never imagined existed. As you sharpen insight, crystallize vision, take deliberate action, and flow with change, you forge the twin pillars of success and significance. Yet no edifice stands stronger than one built on gratitude. Gratitude is the alchemy that transforms ordinary moments into gold, infusing your journey with joy even amid turmoil. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from longing to fulfillment. Consider Nelson Mandela, who emerged from 27 years of imprisonment, not with bitterness, but with grace. He chose gratitude for the lessons learned, for the solidarity of fellow inmates, for the unwavering hope that sustained him. That gratitude fueled his capacity to forgive and to lead a nation toward reconciliation. When you practice gratitude, you unlock reservoirs of resilience and compassion, resources vital for the long march ahead. Begin each evening by listing 3 things you are grateful for. A kind word, a lesson learned, a moment of stillness. When hardship descends, reach for gratitude as your first response. It will not diminish the pain, but it will sharpen your clarity, reminding you that even in struggle, life offers gifts you may have overlooked. Now, feel the convergence of these forces: insight like a lens, vision like a canvas, action like the brushstroke, adaptability like the painter's willingness to refine, and gratitude like the light that brings the masterpiece to life. Your life story, once a blank page, now unfolds in vivid color. In the chapters yet unwritten, you will face trials that test every lesson you've learned. You will confront doubts that echo through the corridors of your mind. But remember this: every moment is a chance to renew your commitment to living like you only have one life, because you do. Keep moving forward. Keep dreaming boldly, keep acting with purpose, and even as you do, pause often to feel the aliveness of this one precious life. For in that aliveness lies the seed of your greatest work, the spark of your true legacy. And when the final curtain falls on this scene of your existence, may you gaze back on a life well lived, knowing you seized each breath with fierce intention, illuminated every dark corner with the light of your conviction, and left behind a world richer for your presence. Allow your heart to open now, like the petals of a lotus, unfolding at sunrise, vulnerable, yet radiant, tender, yet unbreakable. Love is not a fleeting emotion. It is a choice you renew each moment, a force that unites the sacred within you to the sacred in another. When Mother Teresa stooped to cradle a dying soul, she revealed love's true power, to see divinity in every human face. In that humble act, she taught the world that love is service made visible. Service is the extension of love into action. It is the bridge between your inner awakening and the world's longing. Andrew Carnegie poured his fortune into libraries not because he sought praise, but because he believed in the transformative magic of a single book. He knew that knowledge shared is light multiplied. Consider how a simple act, offering your time, lending an ear, sharing a skill, ripples through the lives it touches. Like throwing a single stone into a still pond, service sends concentric waves of compassion far beyond the point of impact. Yet service without self-love becomes sacrifice that depletes. To serve with fullness, you must first honor yourself. Self-love is not vanity, It is the foundation upon which all resilience is built. Eleanor Roosevelt, who redefined what it meant to be First Lady, wrote in her journal, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." She understood that when you respect your own worth, you offer the world your best gifts, undiluted by doubt or fear. Imagine your soul as a grand cathedral, its walls adorned with the frescoes of your experiences, its pillars carved by your trials. To maintain such beauty, you must care for its stones. Nurture your body with nourishing food, your mind with inspiring ideas, your spirit with moments of stillness. Meditation is the architect's hand that polishes these stones, revealing the shine beneath the rough. As Jay Shetty teaches, sitting in silence is not idle. It is the laboratory of self-discovery, where you unearth the treasures buried within. From this foundation of self-love, your compassion flows like a mighty river. It sweeps across landscapes of pain and washes clean the debris of indifference. Nelson Mandela, upon his release, chose reconciliation over revenge, an act of profound self-acceptance that birthed healing for an entire nation. In your own life, forgiveness both of yourself and of others clears the path for genuine connection. It is not forgetting what was done, but releasing the grip of resentment so you may extend your hand in genuine service. As love and service entwine, they illuminate a higher calling, to be of use. Leonardo da Vinci, the universal genius, believed that every human being harbors a unique masterpiece, an expression of creation's endless creativity. What unique expression lies within you? What masterpiece awaits your brushstroke? Only when you move with intention serving your distinct gift will you touch the chords of universal harmony. Let the rhythm of your life become a dance of giving and receiving. Allow gratitude to be the partner that guides each step, reminding you that life's blessings arrive as much in receiving as in offering. When you receive with grace, be it a compliment, a gift, or a simple act of kindness, you honor the giver and complete the circle of abundance. Feel now the heartbeat of love, the pulse of service, the breath of self-love, and the surge of gratitude merging into one river of purpose. This river courses through every word you speak, every action you take, and every life you touch. It carries you forward toward shores yet unseen, toward victories yet unclaimed. Ahead lies the final ascent, where every lesson you've embraced converges in a climactic crescendo. You will stand at the summit of your becoming, ready to unleash the full force of this one life you've been given. Remember, you need no more time than this moment, no more resources than the gifts you already carry within. Press onward, serve with an open heart, love without reservation, honor yourself fiercely, and live like you only have one life because you do. And now, as the river of your life flows ever onward, let us turn our gaze to learning the sacred art of becoming. To learn is to acknowledge that no matter how far you climb, the mountain of mastery always rises ahead. Leonardo da Vinci spent his days sketching birds in flight, not merely to draw them, but to understand the physics of their wings. His lifelong curiosity transformed him into a polymath, a reminder that true wisdom begins when we admit how much we still don't know. Learning demands humility, the willingness to admit that our current map of understanding is incomplete. It calls us to embrace questions more than answers, to cherish the thrill of discovery as much as the comfort of certainty. When Marie Curie unearthed the secrets of radium, she stepped into a realm of unimaginable unknown sand. In doing so, she illuminated not only science, but the power of relentless inquiry. To cultivate this spirit, carve out moments of beginner's mind. Approach each day as though you've never seen the world before. Ask why the sun warms, why laughter heals, why the subtlest gesture can ignite a soul. Read beyond your comfort zone history, poetry, philosophy, even the play of quantum particles. Each field you explore gifts you new lenses through which to view your life. But learning is more than book knowledge. It is the alchemy of experience. Thomas Edison's hundreds of failed light bulbs were not mistakes to regret, but experiments that taught him where not to look. Let every stumble, every misstep serve as your laboratory. After each fall, reflect, what did I learn? How has this shaped the trajectory of my story? This moment of reflection is where raw experience is distilled into wisdom. As you embrace learning, your capacity for innovation expands. You begin to see connections between art and science, between past and future, between the mundane and the miraculous. In those connections lies creativity, the spark that fuels breakthroughs. Consider Steve Jobs again, who fused calligraphy with computing to conceive typography on a screen, and insight that transformed technology's aesthetic soul. Hold fast to this principle. The master is always a student. No matter how much acclaim you earn or peaks you summit, maintain the curiosity that first set you in motion. Seek mentors who challenge you, peers who inspire you, and even critics whose skepticism refines your resolve. For in the crucible of diverse perspectives, your own understanding crystallizes into brilliance. Now, feel the synergy of belief, discipline, purpose, love, and the insatiable quest to learn. These are the elements that converge to forge mastery. You are no longer merely living through days. You are crafting a legacy, a tapestry woven from the threads of every lesson, every act of courage, every moment of service. And so we approach the zenith of this journey. Ahead lies your climactic ascent, where all these forces, mindset, insight, discipline, adaptability, gratitude, love, service, and learning coalesce into one resonant chord. You will stand at the summit of your becoming, ready to unleash your fullest expression. In that moment, you will look back not with regret for what you lacked, but with profound gratitude for the one life you dared to live. Stay with this momentum, keep questioning, keep growing, keep loving, keep serving, and above all, keep learning, because every new lesson is another stepping stone toward the summit of your potential. Live like you only have one life, because you do. And when you feel that spark of possibility ignite within, remember to join this journey, subscribe now, and awaken with us each day as together we craft stories worth living and worth sharing. Feel the warmth of connection spreading through you now, a living network of souls bound by shared purpose. No life flourishes in solitude. Triumphs are amplified when we lift others. Our joy is deepened when we celebrate together. Reflect on how Walt Disney built not just a park, but a community of dreamers who dared to believe in magic. Every laugh, every gasp of wonder in his creation was proof that when hearts unite around a single vision, the impossible bows to possibility. Community is the crucible in which your individual flame joins a collective blaze. Seek out those whose passions echo yours, whose values resonate with your own. These are the allies who will hold lanterns when your path grows dark, whose faith in you will rekindle your own. In turn, offer your light without reservation. Share your insights, your encouragement, your courage. Like Carnegie's libraries, these acts of shared illumination build bridges between lonely islands of potential, forging continents of achievement. Within community, you discover another dimension of purpose, legacy. Your legacy is not measured solely by the milestones you reach, but by the lives you touch, the ripple effects of your love, your wisdom, your service. Imagine the countless souls inspired by Edison's light, each igniting their own spark. Picture the generations nourished by Carnegie's libraries, each turning pages toward their own greatness. Your legacy, too, will outlive the confines of your earthly days, carried forward by every heart you've stirred. To consciously craft your legacy, live each day as though it were a sculptor's workshop. Let every word you speak shape the clay of another's belief. Let every deed you perform imprint upon the world a silent testament to what you value most. When you make decisions, ask not only, is this right for me, but also, will this elevate others? Will this enrich the tapestry of humanity? In these choices, your legacy takes form. Now turn inward for a moment. Visualize your life as a vast canvas stretching beyond the horizon, some areas yet blank, others bursting with color. See yourself brush in hand, poised to paint the next stroke. What hue will you add? What story will you tell? This is the power you wield, the power to shape your narrative and, through it, to shape the world. And yet, portraiture alone is not enough. The masterpiece of a life is animated by motion, by movement toward ever greater expression. This motion is fueled by gratitude and wonder, by the joyful curiosity of a child and the steadfast resolve of a sage. Each morning, as your eyes open to this singular life, let a single question guide you. What marvels await my discovery today? In that inquiry lies the spark that turns routine into revelation. As you journey onward, remember that joy and sorrow dance together, two halves of a whole. When you embrace life fully, you welcome both, knowing that each carries a gift. Sorrow teaches you compassion, joy teaches you appreciation. The tapestry of your existence is richer for the contrast. Like Lincoln rising through grief to lead a nation, you too can channel pain into purpose, loss into legacy. Feel now the crescendo building within you, belief forged in quiet dawns, discipline tempered by midnight resolve, purpose shining like a beacon, love flowing in service, learning an ever-expanding horizon, community sparkling with shared dreams, legacy unfolding beneath your hands. This is your symphony, a single life composed of interlocking movements, each contributing to a harmony that resonates beyond time. And at this apex, you stand with the past and future converging at your feet. Behind you lie the footsteps of every giant who dared to dream: Edison, Carnegie, Lincoln, Tesla, Disney, Mandela, Curie, Da Vinci. Before you stretches the blank expanse of tomorrow, waiting for your mark. In this sacred moment, this breath between what was and what will be, remember the promise you made to your own soul, to live like you only have one life, because you do. Let your final act not be an echo of what others have done, but a declaration of who you are. Step forward with courage, speak with conviction, love without measure, serve without expectation, create without fear. And as this voice carries you onward, let it become the chorus that beckons others to rise, to join you in this grand unfolding. For the story does not end here, it merely turns the page. Each subscriber who joins this journey adds a new voice to the anthem of awakening. Each like, each share, each comment fan the flames of purpose across the globe. So if your heart yearns to walk this path together, to lift one another toward ever greater heights, I invite you now subscribe and awaken anew each day. Live like you only have one life, because you do. Let us begin again together in this very moment. Now, as the final chords of this symphony gather their strength, feel every lesson you've embraced surge into a single radiant pulse. Your mind seat, once a quiet seed, has grown into an unshakable oak. Your beliefs, once whispers in the dark, stand now as roaring declarations of possibility. Discipline has become the steady drumbeat driving your every step. Insight and vision have painted your path in bold strokes of clarity and purpose. Action has brought your dreams into the realm of reality. Adaptability has taught you to bend but never break. Gratitude has polished your spirit, and love with service and self-care intertwined has become the force that binds all your efforts together. Learning has opened your eyes to infinite horizons. Community has given your heart a home, and legacy now waits upon your lips to be spoken into being. In this crescendo, sense the truth of who you are. Not merely a spectator of life, but its co-creator, its steward, its voice. You are an artist of existence, wielding each moment like a brush, painting strokes of impact that will echo far beyond the borders of your own lifetime. Your life's work is not confined to achievements or accolades. It is measured by the lives you elevate, the burdens you lighten, the sparks of courage you ignite in others. Remember Abraham Lincoln standing alone on the dark night before his greatest speech, uncertain of his words, yet certain of his purpose. Remember Nelson Mandela walking free but choosing mercy over vengeance, knowing the world would watch his every step. Remember Marie Curie holding her first vial of radium, trembling at the power of the unseen forces she had unleashed. In each of these moments, one life burned brighter than any doubt, and that light changed the course of history. And now, at this very moment, you too stand on the threshold of your own defining instant. Ahead lies the tapestry of tomorrow, waiting for your next move. Will you wield your life's brush with courage? Will you speak your truth with unwavering conviction? Will you love with abandon and serve with open hands? Will you surrender to the comfort of inertia, or will you surge forward knowing that every beat of your heart is both precious and finite? I urge you, step forward. Let your next breath be a vow to yourself, to those you inspire, to the very universe that conspires in your favor. Stand tall in the knowledge that you have everything you need already within you. The spark that lights Edison's bulb, the conviction that builds Carnegie's libraries, the compassion that fuels Mother Teresa's care, the vision that drives Jobs' creations, all these forces flow through you now. As this voice draws to its triumphant close, let its echo carry you beyond these words. Feel its vibration awaken every cell in your body, align your spirit with your highest purpose, and propel you toward acts of greatness, large and small. The final note of this speech is not an ending, it is the overture to the masterpiece you are destined to compose. So rise into the fullness of your power, rise into the brilliance of your dreams, rise into compassionate service, rise into relentless learning, rise into communal celebration. Rise and let the world know that you have lived fully, fiercely, without regret, because you only have one life. Now, if you are ready to journey onward with every sunrise, to stoke this flame each day, to stand shoulder to shoulder with fellow seekers of purpose and power, I invite you to subscribe, click that button, and join a community committed to living like we only have one life, because we do. Together, we will craft a legacy that reverberates through time. Together, we will awaken the world. Together, we will live like we only have one life, because we do. And still, the story unfolds an ever-unfolding spiral of becoming. Beyond the summit you've just glimpsed, there lies another horizon, the realm of presence. Presence is the sacred ground where life actually happens, where your thoughts meet your senses, where your heart meets each breath. It is here, in the infinitesimal pause between inhalation and exhalation, that you encounter the fullness of this one life. Imagine standing in a forest at dawn, the mist rising like a silent symphony around ancient trees. You feel the roughness of bark under your palm, hear the soft chorus of unseen birds, inhale the earthy scent of dew-kissed moss. In that moment, time dissolves past regrets and future anxieties, fade into insignificance, and you taste the sweetness of aliveness. That is presence. Cultivating presence demands that you let go of tomorrow's burdens and yesterday's echoes. It asks you to anchor your awareness in the now and to honor the simplicity of each sensation. Try this throughout your day. Pause before you speak, listen deeply before you respond, savor each bite as if it holds 1,000 flavors. With each act of mindful immersion, you strengthen the neural pathways of awareness, and life's richness intensifies. Put simply, presence is the mastery of your inner environment. When your mind strays into worry or distraction, gently guide it back without judgmento, the here and now. Over time, this practice will transform routine tasks, washing dishes, walking the dog, waiting in line into portals of insight and calm. You will discover that even the most mundane moments carry the seed of something profound. And as presence deepens, so too does your capacity for joy. Joy is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to find light within shadow. Viktor Frankl, enduring unimaginable suffering in a concentration camp, wrote that those who could still glimpse beauty in a sunset or hear a bird's song sustained their will to live. Joy, in its purest form, is a radical act of defiance against despair. To invite joy into your life, begin each morning by naming one thing that fills you with wonder. It might be the glow of sunrise on your window, the simple melody of your favorite song, or the warmth of a loved one's voice. Let that wonder course through you, charging your spirit for the day's unfolding. Now anchor your awareness in this joyful presence and ask yourself, how can I carry this spark into every interaction? How can I weave joy into the fabric of my work, my relationships, my dreams? The answers will emerge not from grand gestures, but from small, deliberate moments, smiling at a stranger, expressing genuine gratitude, pausing to breathe when life speeds up. As presence and joy harmonize, they become a guiding current for your life's flow. You learn to move with intention, yet remain open to life's mysteries. You become both driver and dancer, steering toward your vision while improvising to the music of each unfolding instant. And so the journey continues beyond mastery of belief and discipline, beyond the heights of purpose and legacy, beyond community and contribution, into the ever deeper mysteries of being. This is your frontier, the pure experience of now, infused with gratitude and enlivened by joy. Embrace this frontier as you would an old friend. Let presence be the compass that steers you through life's storms and summons you to its miracles. Let joy be the melody that enchants every day, reminding you that life's greatest gift is the simple act of living this breath, this heartbeat, this moment. Live like you only have one life because you do. And in this living, discover the infinite wonder of your own becoming. And as you settle into the richness of this moment, anchored in presence and enlivened by joy, a subtler force stirs within. Your intuition, that quiet compass, born of all you've learnt and felt. Intuition is the distilled essence of experience and insight, a whisper from the depths of your being that speaks truths beyond logic. Marie Curie relied on the resonance she felt with her experiments, following hunches that classical reasoning couldn't yet explain. In your own life, intuition will guide you when data falls silent, when the path ahead is shrouded in fog. To cultivate this inner knowing, listen to the still, small voice beneath the clamor of your mind. Notice the subtle pull in your chest when an opportunity aligns with your purpose, the gentle unease when a choice veers from your authentic north. Honor these signals by pausing, to breathe, to tune inward, and to ask, what is my soul inviting me toward? With each act of trust in your intuition, you strengthen its signal until it becomes a fearless ally in every decision. Flow emerges when your intuition, purpose, and action dance in seamless harmony when challenges become play and work becomes worship. Think of Michael Jordan, who spoke of being in the zone, where hours feel like minutes, and every movement unfolds with effortless precision. Flow is not escapism, it is the highest expression of presence, where self-consciousness dissolves and you merge with the current of creativity. To invite flow, begin by crafting flow triggers, a defined time and space for deep work, rituals that signal to your brain that now is the hour of creation. It might be the fragrance of incense, the touch of a favorite pen, the gentle cadence of a mantra. As you honor these triggers faithfully, your mind learns to shift into flow on command, turning complex tasks into tapestries of effortless accomplishment. Yet even flow must be balanced with rest, for true mastery requires both exertion and renewal. Consider Nikola Tesla's habit of power naps, brief retreats into unconsciousness that rejuvenated his imagination. Honor your natural rhythms, work when your energy peaks, pause when it ebbs, and retreat into restorative practices, whether meditation, nature walks, or simply stillness. In the interplay of action and rest, creativity is both sparked and sustained. With intuition guiding you, flow carrying you, and rest renewing you, you've entered the sanctum of integrated living where mind, body, and spirit converge into one luminous current. This integration shines through everything you do. The clarity of your speech, the magnetism of your presence, the authenticity of your leadership. People sense the harmony within you and are drawn to its light, eager to reflect and amplify it in their own lives. Now, imagine your life as a symphony once more, but this time with a new movement, the movement of integration guided by intuition, powered by flow, and balanced by rest. This is the apex of self-mastery, the moment when every facet of your being aligns in service of your highest calling. In this space, you become a vessel for possibility, a channel through which innovation, compassion, and purpose pour into the world. Feel this integration vibrating through your very cells. Let it remind you that living like you only have one life is not a one-time sprint, but a lifelong dancer, dynamic interplay of intention and ease, of striving and surrender. Each day, recommit to honoring all parts of yourself, your rational mind, your feeling heart, your intuitive gut, your creative spirit, your need for rest. In doing so, you fortify the foundation of a life lived in relentless truth. And though this chapter of our story draws you even deeper into your own becoming, know that the journey continues beyond any words spoken here. For every moment of presence, every flash of insight, every pulse of flow is but a doorway to infinite unfolding. So step through with open arms and an open heart, trusting that your one life, this singular, irreplaceable gift holds within it the power to change not only your destiny, but the destiny of everyone it touches. Now, as your life's tapestry gleams with the threads of integration and flow, another force beckons you forward, courage. Not the absence of fear, but the triumph of will when every cell trembles with doubt. Courage is the alchemy that transforms hesitation into action, that dares you to step beyond the cliff's edge when the ground beneath you still quivers. Think of Amelia Earhart standing before her Lockheed Electra, the roar of engines echoing the questions in her mind, can I, should I? And yet she climbed aboard and lifted into history, propelled as much by fear as by conviction. Courage shows itself in sacred moments large and small. It is the voice that speaks truth in a room that demands silence. It is the hand that reaches out to forgive when every instinct cries vengeance. It is the choice to pursue your dream even when others warn you of the chasm ahead, because your soul knows that stagnation poses a greater peril than risk. To cultivate courage, begin by honoring your fear. Name it, this is the fear of failure, or this is the fear of judgment. Give it form, let it stand across from you in the light of day. Then ask, what would I do if this fear could speak its truth? Listen to its shadow, and you'll find that on the far side lies your freedom. Take a single step-own courageous act, large or small, and notice how your confidence swells. Each act of bravery trains your spirit until you carry courage like a lantern carried aloft, illuminating every next step. Now feel courage merging with integration, flow, and presence, becoming a pillar in your inner sanctum. With courage guiding your deeds, integrity becomes your unbreakable vow to live in alignment with your highest truth, no matter the cost. Abraham Lincoln once said, "My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side." In that declaration lies the essence of integrity, choosing the harder path because it is the right one. Integrity is not a mask you wear for others to see. It is the foundation of self-respect you build when no one else is watching. It is reflected in the honesty you offer when the world demands deception, in the promises you keep even when they exact a price. Like a diamond forged under pressure, your integrity gleams most brightly when tested by adversity. To live with integrity, ask yourself before each decision, does this choice honor who I am and who I intend to become? When your answer wavers, let your core values be your compass: courage, compassion, curiosity, contribution. Let them guide you through moral storms until you reach the calm of certainty. As courage and integrity entwine, they call forth humility, a quiet acknowledgement that no matter how tall you stand, you remain part of something far greater than yourself. Leonardo da Vinci marveled at every flower petal and every bird's wing, convinced that the universe was a library of secret codes waiting to be decoded. His humility opened him to wonder, to questions that reshaped our understanding of art and science alike. Humility is not self-effacement. It is the spaciousness that allows you to listen more than you speak, to learn more than you teach, and to serve more than you demand. It is recognizing that your achievements are built on the shoulders of countless unseen hands, the teacher who sparked your curiosity, the mentor who guided your steps, the stranger whose kindness steadied you in storms. To practice humility, begin each day with gratitude for the hands, the minds, and the hearts that have formed your journey. When you speak, seek first to understand. When you act, lift others rather than elevate yourself. In this way, you create circles of reciprocity, networks of mutual support that elevate every member. And so, standing in the convergence of flow, rest, presence, courage, integrity, and humility, you approach a new frontier, the art of legacy in motion. Legacy is not a monument erected after death, but the living testament you breathe into the world each day. It is every word of encouragement you whisper into a friend's ear, every barrier you break for the next generation, every act of kindness that ripples outward. Consider how each decision you make, each habit you cultivate, each relationship you nurture paints a stroke on the canvas that will outlast you. Picture the torch you carry, pass from hand to hand, illuminating paths you may never walk yourself. This is the ultimate expression of purpose, to become a conduit for progress, compassion, and joy that extends beyond the confines of your own life. Feel now the full weight and wonder of your one life alive with flow, crowned by courage, anchored in integrity, softened by humility, and propelled by the living legacy you forge with every breath. Know that this is no simple speech, but an ongoing invitation to stand each morning at the threshold of possibility, to step boldly into the unknown, and to leave behind a world more vibrant for your presence. Live like you only have one life, because you do. And let your legacy be the song the world sings when your voice is quieted, an anthem of courage, love, and relentless becoming. If you're ready to continue this journey together, to carry courage in your heart and integrity in your actions, I invite you once more. Subscribe now, and together we will rise living this one life to its fullest measure. And now, let us turn our gaze to the greatest teacher of all, our own mortality. To live as though you only have one life is to hold time in sacred regard, to cherish every heartbeat as a treasure beyond price. Imagine standing at the shoreline, watching each wave rise and fall, no two ever the same, and each destined to return to the sea. So it is with our days, each moment unique, precious, never to return. Consider the philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who reminded himself daily that life is fleeting. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Allow this truth to sharpen your focus. When you know the clock is ticking, trivial worries fall away and your deepest desires come into vivid relief. You begin to ask not, what if I fail, but what if I succeed more brilliantly than I ever dared imagine? To embrace mortality is not to cultivate despair, but to ignite urgency. It is an invitation to live with boldness, to say the words that matter, to pursue the path that resonates with your soul's calling. When you love someone, tell them. When an opportunity stirs your blood, seize it. When a dream whispers in the night, chase it at dawn. For each now you hold is the only now you'll ever truly possess. And in this urgency, you discover generosity of spirit and imperative to pour your gifts into the world while you still can. Look to Malala Yousafzai, who at 16 risked her life so that girls might learn. Her bravery was fueled by the understanding that life could be cut short, yet every word she spoke, every classroom she inspired, rippled outward in a legacy of empowerment. So let your awareness of time propel you into acts of courage and compassion. Let each sunrise find you nearer to your highest expression. Keep a running tally, not of days past, but of moments seized. The times you lifted another's spirit, the risks you took to honor your truth, the instances you chose love over safety. These are the moments that define not how long you lived, but how fully. And as you harness the tension of time, its urgency, and its fragility, your purpose burn with a brighter flame. You become a fierce guardian of your own potential, a vigilant steward of each breath, each heartbeat. No longer will you wait for someday to begin. You will know that your only day is today, your only breath is now, your only life is here. Live like you only have one life, because you do. And in that knowing, step boldly again into the unfolding tapestry of your becoming, weaving threads of courage, presence, service, and love into every passing moment. Let this be your greatest masterpiece, a life lived with full awareness of its limits and limitless in its impact. And now, as the final rays of this journey glow upon the horizon, feel your soul stand talon-yielding, expansive, and whole. You have traversed the landscape of your mind and heart, planting seeds of belief, forging the steel of discipline, painting the vast canvas of vision, moving with purpose, dancing in flow, and honoring each breath with presence. You've loved with abandon, served with devotion, learned with wonder, led with integrity, listened with humility, and shaped a legacy in every step. You know time's precious gift and wield it with fierce gratitude. This moment right here is the apex of your becoming. It waits for no one, and it belongs to you alone. So breathe in the fullness of your one magnificent life, and let your next heartbeat be the drumbeat of action. Stand now on the brink of all you are yet to achieve, and leap with the confidence that the universe conspires in favor of the bold. If your heart burns with the fire of possibility, if your spirit yearns to keep rising, then join this ever-awakening fellowship. Subscribe now and let us rise together, committing each day to live like we only have one life, because we do. Let your story become a beacon, not just for yourself, but for every soul seeking courage, purpose, and the boundless promise of one precious, irreplaceable life.